Hi everybody, welcome back to the kid-friendly video channel. This is your first time here. What we're doing is we're taking cars from Pixar Cars and we're painting them. Well, the diecast. We're painting these diecasts into different cars. A lot of them from the Demolition Derby from Cars 3, the Crazy 8 versions. And for example, here's one here. This is Bill, number 86 Demolition Derby car. And here's T-Bone. I made him from Daryl Car Trip. And this is actually Chick Hicks. He's now High Impact, number 12 from Demolition Derby. And over here we have Cigalert. That's actually Ramon. And Pileup. This is actually leakless, actually. And over here we got a bunch more cars. If you're first time here, like I said, we have a whole bunch of cars so you can watch all the videos. This is actually Miss Fritter with zebra paint on one side and Miss Fritter with rainbow paint on the other side. And over here we have Radiator Springs Mater, All-American USA Ramon, red, white, and blue with yellow stripes, yellow stars, and Radiator Springs Doc Hudson, beautiful. And back here we got the Delinquent Road Hazards. There's DJ, still primer colors, I didn't paint him yet. Bumblebee, Wingo, this is Dom from Fast and Furious, Snot Rod, and still, somebody made an idea, I should make him APB. One of the Demolition Derby cars, APB, the police car. I think I will do them in black and white with the boost tanks going to be actually the power in the police car. I'll put a light on top. That's awesome. And here is Dusty from from Disney Planes. This is number 51. Actually, we made him because someone wanted fabulous Dusty after Doc Hudson. And let's see what else. Okay, guys, lately I've been doing all the old smashed up cars. Here's Jimbo. I did that yesterday. Oh, Jimbo's wheels are still falling off. I did a number on him, but it came pretty good. But I'm going to do, people are sending me suggestions all the time. I'm going to do Fair Game. It's a taxi. And the only car I can come up with that looks a bit like him is Rod Torkline. Okay, so what I'm going to do with Rod Torkline, I'm going to paint him primer gray first, and then 2 coats of yellow. Then I'll put the checkers on him and put number 42 in the window and taxi on the sides and paint his bumper black, front and back, and brown wheels and tires. So the first thing I'm going to do with Rod Torkline is get the gray paint and paint him all primer gray. And while I'm painting him, I'm going to read you some of the comments that people sent in, their favorite scenes from cars 1, 2, and 3. And if you send your comment in, I'll probably get a chance to read it. So send in as many as you want. I'll keep reading them and give you a shout out. Okay, we're all set to go here. I'm going to paint it gray now. And like I said, keep sending in your comments. And people are wondering why I'm priming it first. Well, the paint does a much better job sticking when I change to yellow. This is going to be yellow taxi color in a little while. So here's your comments from the previous video. Here's one from Ryan Hassan Reviews. He says, my favorite scene from Cars 1 was when Guida was pitting McQueen in 4 seconds. In Cars 2, when Mater was in the Big Bentley Tower. And in Cars 3, when Cruz flips over Jackson Storm. Yes, that was a good 3 scenes. Okay, here's one from Ethan Ross. My best part is when Cruz beats Jackson Storm. And here's one from Anna Karina Pedro. She says, I love when Cruz flips over Storm. Yeah, that was at the end of Cars 3. It was awesome. Okay, let's see. Here's one from Javier Hernandez Moya. My favorite scene from Cars 3 is when Lightning McQueen stood still for like 2 seconds. That's right, that was pretty good. And here's one from Bluebird Fan 84. My favorite scene in Cars 1 is the final race. My favorite scene for Cars 2 was the beginning, and my favorite scene from Cars 3 is at the race beginning. Okay, that sounds good. This is from Kevin Portillo. My favorite scene from Cars 3 is when Cruz beat Jackson Storm and McQueen's crash. And here's one from Brianna Schote. My favorite scene of Cars 1 is when the big crash happened, and Cars 2, the battle with the lemons, and Cars 3, when Cruz beat Storm. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people love that scene, that's for sure. And here's one from Carl Matthews 8. Good custom, I really love Golden Fred. That's one I did before. My favorite scene from Cars is when McQueen runs away after the parking boot was taken off of him, and Mater said, maybe I should have hooked him up to Bessie, and then took the boot off. Remember that? That was so funny. Lightning just took off. My favorite scene from Cars 2 is when Rod Torque fights the lemons. And my favorite scene from Cars 3 is when McQueen was traveling to the woods and with Doc's friend, and his gold and red suit rips, and this cool flame paint job shows up. That's right too, I remember that now. I forgot all about that. That's a great scene, Carl Matthews 8. Good. Okay, here's one from Gamer Kid. Thank you for reading my comment. Can you give me a shout out? Okay, we'll let this dry, come back in a little while and put the first coat of bright yellow on. Okay, that didn't take very long. I used a bit of heat from the light to dry it faster. So here's what I got, folks. I got the car here. The yellow I was going to use is very bright and not too close to the color. So I mixed up some red with the yellow and a little bit of blue, and I got this nice rich yellow color there, and I'm hoping that looks good. So I'm going to put 2 coats of yellow on this car, and hopefully that covers it really nice. Then I'll come back and put the black on the bumper, the 42 on the window, and the taxi on the sides, and the checkered stripe on the roof and on the side. That's going to be difficult because I actually printed it off the computer, the stripes. So I'm going to try and do it in one sweep. Get the whole thing. I'm going to do the whole thing yellow, and then I'll come back and put the bumpers on, and the grill and the headlights are all like dark anyway. So it's only a demolition derby car, so no one's worried about too much how good the paint job is. It's just a lot of fun making it. Okay. It dried really fast under the light, that's for sure. But 2 coats will definitely make a big difference in this car. 1 coat, you can still see the silver through it. And in this car, everything's painted yellow. Windows, the roof, everything's painted yellow except for the eyes and his windshield. And they're all the same, so be very careful going around that. That's the big thing, is getting there without making a big mess. Okay, this is coming good. How many of you guys have done your own cars now? Some of you guys wrote messages and said you painted your own cars. I hope you got the paints cheap at the dollar store or whatever and had lots of fun with it. As long as you finish playing with the cars, how they look when they're new, then you can change them completely into something else. No one's going to believe this is Rod Torkline when I finish, that's for sure. And I think I have 2 or 3 of them, so it wasn't a big deal to do one of these. Wow, that's coming good. It's coming really good. I got to be very careful. I don't want to get any on the eyes. That's all I'm worried about, is covering up that nice area there. There's almost the same eyes. Actually, they're blue in the picture, but in this replica, it's going to be brown eyes on FareGame. That's not bad. Now the hard part. Most of it's done except for right here. So let's be very careful and see if I can get this done without making a mess. Okay, we'll let this coat dry, and we'll come back a little later and put another coat on to make sure it's completely covered, and then we'll do the bumper and the grill, and I'll put brown on the tires. Okay, that first coat dried really good. I'll put another coat on right now and get it nice and rich looking, nice and deep yellow, like the taxi. Like, here's the picture. FareGame. It's gonna be nice. And see if I can get the tires done this time too. I'll paint them all brown. I got the brown paint ready to go. I took some cinnamon color brown and mixed it with some white to dilute it to give it to more of a sand color. So if you guys are playing with your paints at home, you can always mix up different colors. You don't need a handful of colors to make all the colors you want. Yesterday I painted Jimbo. He was wine colored and I didn't have any wine, so I mixed a few colors together and I got a very close approximation of the color. I should have looked it up first because I could have done a better job, I think. It wasn't perfect, but it looks a lot like Jimbo. I think everybody agrees that came pretty good. So I got a lot of views in that video already. Got over 3,000 views in only a couple of hours. And if it wasn't for you guys keep watching the videos, this is one of the most successful series I've had so far on YouTube, making these videos of painting the Diecast. And I'm always looking for ideas and suggestions. The one I'm going to do pretty soon, someone told me a little while ago, Hit and Run. Never heard of them. They're from Demolition Derby. There's Hit and Run. I'm going to use Grandma Racer. I forget which is which. I'm going to make the 2 of them. And they're like he asked me to do, somebody said I should do them with Mia and Tia, but I only have 1 set of Mia and Tia. So I'm going to use Grandma Racer. I got lots of them. And I'll paint them the greens and everything. They'll be just perfect. I know they will. Well, not perfect. Perfect for demolition cars. That's what I mean. They'll be all, well, it won't be great, but it'll be good. Okay, only a little bit more left to go. And this car will be ready for the tires. The brown on the tires. I got an extra brush just in case. And if you go to the dollar store where to buy this paint, wherever you buy your paint at, they're pretty cheap. You can buy a whole bottle of paint for $1 and a pack of brushes for $1. So it's not a problem to get them when you want them. They're pretty cheap. And it lasts a long time, especially if you're doing a lot of cars. Like me, I'm doing them every day and I'm still using the same bottles I ever had, so they'll probably last the amount of time you're making the cars. There, almost done with the yellow. Then I'll go right to the brown. Just gotta get the eyes again, that's the hard part. Look, it's hard to get that perfect in there. I have it too close to the light. I melted the plastic around the eyes, so I have to bring it back away from the light to let it dry this time. But still, it's okay. It's not bad. You can't see much of the silver down there now. It's a little tiny bit. Wow, perfect. Okay, folks. I'm going to get the brown brush now and do his tires. And put it away to dry for a little while. Oh, I missed the whole side here, didn't I? Yes. I was moving too fast, talking too much. Okay, and again, like I said, I'm going to keep saying that. Keep sending in your suggestions. I love getting the ideas. Okay, now for the tires. And I'll try actually the whole. I put the wrong end of the brush in. Okay, the whole tire and wheel is brown because it's sandy mud in the demolition derby. It's all muddy in there. Wow, this is looking great already. I can't wait to add the checkers on the sides and the top. Okay, and number 42 on the door and the roof and the trunk lid. It's all done in black. Just gonna leave this dry slowly this time so I don't burn the paint. I had it too close to the light. Okay, there's the brown wheels and the car is yellow. Now it's ready for the trim and the final touches. We'll leave this right here and it'll dry for a long time. Okay, that dried pretty nice. Now I'm going to use some brown on where his lights are. It's in dark brown. I'm going to fill them in very carefully. One. And do the other side. Oh, a little too big. Oh, it doesn't matter. Make the other one bigger too. And across the grill is actually brown as well, so I'm going to run across there with the brown. You'll never know this was Rod Turkline, would you, after this here mess? There. Now I got to put a black stripe eventually over that there too. Now I'm going to do the bumper in black. Okay, some black right here. It's a pretty wide bumper on the car, so I'm going to make this a lot bigger than it is. There's no smile on this guy, that's for sure. I'm going to cover up his whole front here with black, like the bumper. And do underneath here too, so it'll be really, really big. Nice. Okay, that's nice, right across the whole front. Perfect. Okay, now there's some black dots. I don't have the pipes to stick on the engine hood, but I'm going to make two big black dots right on the top here. And one on the other side. There's supposed to be pipes sticking up like out of the engine. Okay, that looks pretty nice. Okay, and let's see. Number 42 is painted on the window. I guess I can paint that on right now. Hope I can do a nice job of it. Oh boy, that was a mess. Okay, and on the other side, I should have a sharper brush actually. That's too bad. Make a mess of that. Trying a better job here. 42. Okay, that's a bit better. And that's pretty bad actually. But nothing I can do with it now. It's painted. Make the two a little nicer. Okay, and on the back trunk is also 42. And let's see. Okay, let's try that there. A little finer brush. Okay, here goes. Not very good brush. Okay, number 42 taxi. See if I can do a better job on this side. Should have had a really fine brush. Taxi, that's easy to see. Now I have some stripes I'm going to add in a few minutes once this dries a bit for the sides and the roof. I really wish I could fix that up. That's too bad. But we know what it is. It's fair game. And we'll come back in a minute and put a black bar across that. And try and get the stripes on the side and on the roof. Okay, I'm going to try something really tricky here, folks. I'm going to try and install the checkers on top of the car with some... I printed off a couple of pieces of paper with the stripes on them. And I cut them out. I'm going to try and glue them onto the roof. Not sure how it's going to look. Let's give it a try. If I make a mess, oh well, it's a demolition derby car, right? So it doesn't matter. Okay, so there's one piece of checkeredness, look. And here's the other piece here. I'll put some paint on it. And hopefully that goes on pretty good. Oh, that's the right end, yeah, okay. I get all my fingers doing this, but you know, I want to get it done. This water paint won't hurt you. Okay, here goes. To the top, straighten it out. Okay, so there's the checkers on top of the checkered flag, number 42, taxi. Now I'm going to try to do the same on the side. I'm going to paint a stripe along the side and see if I can get these other things stuck on the side too. I'm not sure if I have enough paint in there. I'll try painting this instead. Okay, here goes. Hope it works. Okay, here goes. I'm gonna try the first one on this side. Probably can't see it very well, can you? I got a piece of a stripe all printed off here. And here goes. Not bad, not bad. Look at that. Now the other side. I'll put some paint on it first so it sticks. And hopefully it stays on when it dries. Okay, here goes the other side. I got it all ready to go. I'm just gonna stick it on right here. Oops, stuck my finger. So the paint really makes it stick, that's for sure. Wow, that is pretty good. Now what's left to do? We got the sides on, they came nice. Taxi number 42. And I have to put a black stripe across his front right here. Just, I don't know what that's for. It's kind of like a bar of some sort. Goes right across the front. There, I think I finished number 42. Let's have a look. Compare it to the picture. There's number 42. It's hard to read number 42, that's for sure. And I got the checkers on top, just like that. And it's got taxi on the side, number 42. And on the back trunk. Well, folks, I think that is the end for FareGame. Another great addition to our collection of Demolition Derby cars under here. Send us your comments and your suggestions. And also, if you have any ideas for future cars, and send in your comments from your favorite scenes from Cars 1, 2, and 3. And tune in again for the next video. I'm pretty sure pretty soon we're going to take Jackson Storm and prime it gray. And then we're going to paint it red and call it Next Gen Lightning McQueen. Stay tuned for that one, folks. And yes, in case you're wondering, somebody mentioned, I'm going to have a Demolition Derby someday with Miss Fritter. And I got the ring all ready to go. And we'll have a big battle of all the cars.